And so there's something about us that's obsessed with hitting the middle of the target. Now, there's an interesting side note for that, which is that the word sin is derived from the Greek word hamartia. And hamartia is an archery term that means to miss the center of the target. So now that's something very much worth thinking about. It's a very lovely concordance. And so we're built on this hunting platform. We can track moving things extraordinarily well. We have amazing eyesight. Our eyesight's better than any primate by a huge amount, and better than any other creature except for like hawks and other birds of prey. So, and we also we have this amazing capacity to zero in. And here's some cool things about your eyes. So if you look at a gorilla, you'll see that a gorilla doesn't really have whites in their eyes. And you might think, well, that's kind of weird because we do. And so what's the hypothesis? Well, if I'm looking at somebody at the back of the room, I can tell if they're looking at my eyes. If they're looking at my nose, it's almost as if their face just gets a little bit vaguer, like we're not communicating. It's eye-to-eye contact. And so our ability to specify the direction in which another person's eyes are pointing is phenomenal. And you might say, well, why? Well, first of all, there's a lot of expression around the eyes, right? So you can imagine a coevolution. The coevolution is sharper and sharper vision associated with detecting eyes, and then also more and more evolution for emotional expression around the eyes. So there's that. But then the other thing that the reason that I would be interested in that is because I want to know what the hell you're up to. Because maybe you're a friend and maybe you're a foe, or maybe you're interested in something that I should be interested in. And so we know what people are like in that regard. So you go stand out in the corner and you look up. And soon there are 10 people gathered around you looking up. And why is that? It's because when they see where your eyes are pointed and embody you, they think, well, that person, they don't think this, it's the equivalent of thinking. They think, well, that person must be looking at something interesting because that's what people look at. And if it's interesting to them, then it's probably going to be interesting to me, especially if it's in the sky. It's like, what the hell? That's not supposed to be happening. So you're looking at people's eyes because you want to know what they're up to, and their facial display, which is your face is unbelievably innervated and controllable, both by conscious and unconscious means. That tells you what they're up to, which is why you want to see someone's face. You don't talk to the back of their head. You want to talk to their face, and you don't like it when they're looking like this, or looking like that, or failing to make eye contact. Although too much eye contact is a predatory stare. So, you got to get the balance right. So, now, what about the whites of the eyes? Well, the theory is that the reason we developed whites is because it was easier to see where someone's eyes were pointed if there was a dark circle in a white space. And what that basically meant was that all your ancestors who were a little less fortunate on the eye white side either didn't mate or got killed, probably in misunderstandings. So our eyes stand out against this bright white background because that helps other people detect what we're up to, and that means we can trust each other more easily. And we can, even something as simple as like eye contact in a situation where there's a possibility of finding a sexual partner is a very important component of that, because eye contact indicates interest, and it also indicates, at least in principle, the possibility of approach. And so approach is dopaminergically mediated, and it's a positive emotional state. It's an invocation of interest.